Tottenham on 31. We may now be at the stage with just 5 games to go where it may be 1 from 2. Wolves are gone. Burnley are gone as well after their defeat to championship chasing Manchester City in midweek. Tottenham, well, they play at the same time. It's the last time that these two sides will kick off at the same time until the last day of the season, and they've got a big one against already relegated Wolves at Molineux, which obviously we will keep you up to date with. So it's Tottenham 31 points, West Ham 33. A win for Tottenham today, and coupled with either a draw or a defeat here would put Tottenham ahead of West Ham. They've got a slightly better goal difference, -11 to West Ham's -17. A victory here for West Ham and a defeat or even a draw for Tottenham, and that gap may be just a little bit too much for Roberto De Zerbi's men, but that remains to be seen. So the team news for these two sides this afternoon: West Ham was actually unchanged from the side that battled to a 0-0 draw with Crystal Palace on Monday night. Remains to be seen, and we'll have to wait until the end of the season when the points are totted up as to whether that's a point gained at Selhurst Park or 2 points lost. For Everton, they made 2 changes from the defeat in the Merseyside derby last weekend. They were beaten by a very, very late header from Virgil van Dijk to give the 3 points to Liverpool. Michael Keane comes in for Jarrad Branthwaite at the back, with Tiano Barry replacing their injured top scorer Beto up top. So the 4 lineups are as follows. So first of all, for West Ham, Hermansen in goal. Back 4 from left to right: Diouf, Disasi, Mavropanos and Walker-Peters. The midfield quartet of Somerville, Fernandez, Souček and Bowen. And then the Brazilian Pablo playing just off of Castellanos Tati, as he likes to be known, as the Argentinian, leading the line for Nuno's men. For Everton, return obviously for David Moyes to the Olympic Stadium. It's Jordan Pickford in goal, back 4 from left to right: Mikolenko, Keane, Tarkowski and O'Brien. Holding in midfield, Garner and Guay, and Jai on the left, McNeil on the right, and former Chelsea man Dewsbury Hall just off of Tiano Barry up front. On the benches for West Ham: Areola, Kante, Magassa, Potts, Scarles, Todibo, Traore, Wan-Bissaka and Callum Wilson. And for Everton, it's Alcaraz, Armstrong, Coleman, Dibbling, Tyreek George, Erogman, Patterson, Roll and Travers. Earlier on in the season, when these two sides met, finished in a draw. In fact, it's been a draw. Last 3 times these two sides have locked horns, it's finished level. West Ham are undefeated in their last 6 against Everton, and you've got to go back to October 2019 for the last Everton win away to West Ham United. Everton themselves, we've spoken about West Ham, but for Everton, they are currently in 11th place. It's very congested in the middle of the table. Just to give you a picture of that, 12th place Sunderland on 46 points, and Bournemouth, who are in 7th, on 49. So there's only 3 points separating 12th to 7th, and a potential European place, of course, for finishing in 7th. So a win for Everton today could put them up as high as 7th and still very much chasing European football next season. Our referee for this afternoon is the very experienced Stuart Atwell from Warwickshire, and Everton are going to be in a change strip this afternoon. They've got the white shirts, just a sort of off-white shirt that they wear, and the claret and blue of Everton, of course, of West Ham, the usual home strip for Nuno Espirito Santo's men, who are looking to try and close that gap, or close the gap first of all on Nottingham Forest and Leeds, but extend that gap on Spurs depending on what happens this afternoon at Molineux. Nuno's ex-team, of course, and Nottingham Forest as well, of course, who were down near the bottom as well, although they appear to have just moved ahead after that crushing victory against Sunderland last night, 5-0 at the Stadium of Light. And at home this season, West Ham United, well, they've won just 4 of their 16 games here. Sunderland, Newcastle, Burnley and Wolves they've beaten. They've lost 8, they've drawn 4. And for Everton, well, they were hoping to make the Hill Dickinson Stadium a real fortress. First season there, of course, in their new stadium, but actually it's been their away form that's been better, and only the top 2, Arsenal and Manchester City, have actually got more points away from home than Everton this season. They've played 16, won 7, drawn 4 and lost 5. And they'll be hoping to increase that record this afternoon. So it's West Ham to get us underway. The claret and blue shirts, white shorts, white socks. Everton are in a change trip this afternoon. Beautiful bathed sunshine here in late April as we head into the latter stages of the season. And West Ham will be playing from left to right the first half, attacking the Sir Trevor Brooking stand towards our right-hand side. Game gets underway as it goes all the way back to goalkeeper Hermanson, who goes long. And it's got to play down this near side. And it will be a throw-in just down this right-hand side in front of the West Stand here at the Olympic Stadium. It's going to be a throw-in for West Ham. Kyle Walker-Peters to take. Throws long towards the edge of that Everton penalty here. Everton head it clear. It's going to fall for Walker-Peters again down this near side. He just allows the ball to trickle out of play for another throw in a similar position. He's thrown it back inside his own half this time to Mavropanos, the Greek. Goes square to Axel Disasi, and then it finds the feet of Diouf over on that far side. Beautiful playing surface. It's a long time ago now, isn't it, at this stage of the season, when the pitches used to be full of sand, didn't they? It could be the first weekend of the season here. It really could here at the London Stadium. Absolutely perfect playing conditions. Mavropanos again. He's going to go long, right-footed for West Ham. Drills it down that right-hand side. Jarrod Bowen will chase, rushing down towards the corner flag. Gets something on it, can't keep it in play. It's behind. And it's behind for a goal kick to Everton. And so as far as the Premier League goes this weekend, we had that first game last night, that 5-0 win for Nottingham Forest at Sunderland. Today we've got Liverpool Palace and Wolves Spurs kicking off the same time as this one. 3 o'clock kickoffs for those two. Arsenal look to go back to the top of the table this evening. They play Newcastle at 5:30 at the Emirates, and then tomorrow there are no further games, and that's obviously because of the FA Cup semi-finals. You've got Manchester City playing Southampton in the first semi-final at tea time today, and then tomorrow it's Chelsea v Leeds, 3 o'clock kickoff. There is a Monday night game this week, and it'll be Manchester United against Brentford as Mavropanos goes back to the goalkeeper, gets the ball back in the right back position for West Ham, prepares to kick long, thinks better of it, and in the end just goes back to the goalkeeper towards his left hand side. Low ball out by Hermanson, out to Diouf over on that far side for West Ham, back towards the edge of his own 18-yard line where he finds Axel Disasi. Now it's Walker-Peters. Walker-Peters challenged by Njayi, and it's actually come off of the ex-Southampton man, so it'll be a throw-in for Everton down this near side, midway inside the West Ham half. The Everton left, Mikolenko to take it. Mikolenko goes back towards Michael Keane, then gets the ball back. Now it's Garner down this near side. Low ball right-footed back towards the halfway line. Left to the centre circle is Michael Keane. Finds Tarkowski inside the centre circle, closed down by Pablo. Releases it out towards the far side. And Guay. Down the line it goes. A little bit of space for Dwight McNeil. Dwight McNeil just inside the penalty. Left foot gets his shot in as well. And it's blocked. It's cleared towards the halfway line for West Ham United. They've tied it up nicely by Idrissa Gueye. He goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. First time clearance by him, and Everton are on their way again down this left-hand side, and Mikolenko's already level with the edge of the West Ham penalty area. Goes back in field in the end. There comes the ball in, and the ball in was from James Garner. It wasn't a particularly good one. Cleared long by Everton towards the halfway line. Picked up again, though, down this near side by Mikolenko, and he plays it back inside his own half. Michael Keane, left-hand side of the centre circle. Now Tarkowski. Back out towards this near side it goes, and Garner down the line. Just about kept in by Mikolenko. Did well. Infield it goes towards Njayi. Njayi releases it back out towards this near side. There's the low ball into the box this time. Mavropanos meets it and clears it, and the further header clear from Kyle Walker-Peters, but that'll fall for James Garner. Turns and plays it back towards his halfway line, and it's Everton with the early possession here inside the first 5 minutes here at the London Stadium. Ball was back with Jordan Pickford, the England goalkeeper, well off his line. He's almost as close to the halfway line, in fact, as he is to his goal line at the moment. Everton, of course, still without Jack Grealish, that long-term injury, on loan still from Manchester City. Going to be interested to see what happens with him in the summer. I don't think they're expecting to see him this side of the end of the season. Long ball forward now for Everton. That'll go all the way through to the goalkeeper Hermanson, and the Dane goes out towards Disasi. Now Diouf returns the favour to Disasi, left-hand corner of the penalty area. Low ball right-footed back to the goalkeeper, all in yellow this afternoon. The Dane, Mads Hermanson, is inside the D now. Then just retreats slightly. It's going to go long now. He sort of clips it out towards this near side, looking for Walker Peters and Jai with the header, but the header straight to Thomas Souček for West Ham. Out towards this near side, goes down the line, can't keep it in play. Throw into Everton, but inside the West Ham half, down the Everton left-hand side, and it's the Toffees making the early running here inside. We've just gone beyond the 5-minute mark here in Stratford, and this throw will be taken by Mikolenko. Finds Njai with the bright yellow boots on. 1-2 between himself and Garner, then goes back to Michael Keane on the left-hand side of the centre circle. There's that square ball again to his centre-back partner Tarkowski. Tarkowski goes long right-footed towards the edge of that penalty area, and Njai can't control it. And it goes behind. Just took a little nick in the end off of the Senegalese. Unable to control it. A lot of pace on that ball behind. Goal kick for West Ham. And just the other West Ham player that was there, the other Everton player I should say there, looking to get on the end of it, was Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. Kyle Walker-Peters with a header in field from the halfway line for West Ham down this near side. Only finds an Everton player in the form of Garner. Now it's inside the centre circle. Touch back, there's a foul there by the looks of things on, I think it was Idrissa Gueye. The referee's allowed play to continue because Everton still have possession. Back to the goalkeeper it goes. Got to be careful here, Everton. And in the end, it's a nice turn by Tarkowski out to Jake O'Brien. And the Irishman plays it over the halfway line. This is promising for Everton. As the ball is spread towards this near side. Down the line it goes. Here's Iliman Njai. He's almost level with the edge of the penalty area. There's the overlap from Mikolenko. And there's the sliding challenge from Kyle Walker-Peters. Puts the ball out of play. Throw in for Everton right next to the corner flag. Down this near side, the Everton left. 4 games to go for either side at the end of this one. Everton have got to play Manchester City on the 4th of May. They then go to Palace on the 10th, home to Sunderland on the 17th, and then they finish, put this one in your diaries, they finish at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where Tottenham will be there. Remains to be seen. Long throw for Everton. It's got a little flick on towards the far post, and then it's headed clear by Diouf out towards the far side. And down the line goes Somerville, and it's put out of play in the end. Good tracking back by Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. It's out of play, so it's a throw-in for West Ham, just shy of the halfway line. West Ham's remaining fixtures between now and the end of the season. They've got Brentford away following this one, then at home to Arsenal, away to Newcastle, and at home to Leeds on the last day of the season. Will both teams be safe by that point, I guess, is the question. They've only got to play once then outside of London between now and the end of the season. That trip to Tyneside to play Newcastle as West Ham go long. That's got too much on it, though. That'll go all the way through to Jordan Pickford. Pickford bowls it out to Tarkowski. Tarkowski's got Jake O'Brien towards the right-hand side. Plays it into the midfield to find Garner. Garner back to Keane. 1-2 between the two of them. Now the Irishman steps onto it and releases it out to Mikolenko. Brings it over the halfway line. There's the ball down the line. It's going to have too much on it, though, and in the end it's just grabbed by Mads Hermansen, who could have allowed the ball to go out for a goal kick if he wanted to, but he's quick to set West Ham on his way. On it goes towards Disasi. Now Diouf over the halfway line. He comes. Opportunity for Somerville now to make a run down that left-hand side. Cuts in field onto his right boot. Ball towards this near post. Here's Jarrod Bowen. Gets the shot away. It's blocked by Michael Keane. And Everton will get it clear. And Everton will get a free kick there for a foul by Thomas Souček. As Njai tried to run the ball clear for the Toffees. Nice work by Crescencio Somerville, though, the ex-Leeds United man. He's really grown in stature this season, I think. But his ball is low ball across the edge of the 18-yard line towards Bowen at the far post. Bowen took one touch and then left-footed gets the shot, and it was actually Mikolenko who blocked it, the Ukrainian, from about 12 yards out. I think it was goal-bound from Jarrod Bowen. I don't think it would have ended up in the back of the net. I don't think he'd get hold of it. He certainly got the direction on it. It was certainly heading between the posts, but I think Jordan Pickford would have comfortably saved it. Here's Tarkowski, just to the right of the centre circle. Goes square to James Garner. Garner back to Keane. Returns the favour down this near side. Brings it over the halfway line, Garner, and then runs into trouble. This ball hits Jarrod Bowen, but it deflects all the way back to Michael Keane, and Everton are on their way again, and Everton have been the better side so far. But West Ham win it back on the halfway line. Here's Somerville. Somerville over the halfway line. He comes. He's got real pace as well. Somerville still advancing towards the edge of the penalty area, then goes down under the challenge from James Garner. Wants the free kick, gets the free kick. About 35 yards from goal to left of centre. Tarkowski not happy with the decision. But Somerville there just showing his turn of pace. Picked it up on the halfway line, and suddenly the beloved Dutchman was rushing towards that Everton penalty area. Didn't seem to be a lot in the challenge. Just looking at a replay of it, Garner comes across, he wins the ball, he takes a bit of the man as well. But I think the important bit is he did win the ball, and I think that's a soft one. But it will be a free kick in a dangerous position, this for West Ham United. 10 minutes played here at the Olympic Stadium. West Ham 0, Everton 0. Currently behind this free kick is, who have we got? We've got Malik Diouf and we've got Jarrod Bowen. Bowen, of course, left-footed. I think from this position, if they are going to go direct to goal, it's going to be it's going to suit the right footer being to the left of centre. And now taking control of the situation is the Portuguese Matheus Fernandes. It looks as if he's going to have a crack. Diouf is still there as well. Souček is up, as is Mavropanos. I think it's just going to be clipped in. It's one of those stick or twist ones that they go for goal. Right, it's Diouf, left-footed, in it comes. There's the header over the bar, and it's Souček in the end who got the header in from about 7-8 yards out. And it sails over the bar towards our right-hand side and goes behind for a goal kick to Everton. 12 minutes played here, and it's still goalless in the other Premier League games as well. Between Liverpool and Crystal Palace at Anfield, Wolves, Tottenham. How big is that going to be? How big a day is it going to be this afternoon? Because if West Ham, and it's a big if, it's an if with a capital I, if West Ham can get the 3 points today and Tottenham don't beat Wolves, then you struggle to see how Tottenham are going to get out of this. You really do. It still seems balmy. We're talking about Tottenham Hotspur being relegated from the Premier League. But with every match day that goes by, it seems to be more and more likely. Now West Ham win the ball back down this near side. Good work by Jarrod Bowen. And Bowen manages to find Pablo. Pablo just holds it up inside the Everton half. And Everton have got back in numbers now, to be fair. And Everton have won the ball back. Now over the halfway line they come. And the ball is with Idrissa Gueye. And there's the ball down towards the left-hand side of the penalty. There's the header, the cross, I should say. And it's the acrobatic attempt at the far post by Tierno Barra. I don't even think he connected with the ball. It's gone behind for a goal kick. Good work by McNeil. Made the run down the left-hand side. Switch wings over the halfway line. Came Everton. There's the left-footed cross from the left-hand side of the penalty area. It's a decent dig as well. Left-footed in from Dwight McNeil. And he goes for the acrobatics in the end, the Frenchman. He just completely misses the ball and he goes behind for a goal kick. Now West Ham over the halfway line they come with Pablo. Pablo runs into trouble. He runs in between two Everton players. He wants a free kick. He's going to get it as well for the foul by Garner. Referee is Stuart Atwell this afternoon. Yep. West Ham just seeing a little bit more of the ball last few minutes. Just getting their foot on the ball. Just starting to get certainly Somerville involved over on that left-hand side. Bowen down this right. And they've got a free kick here just inside the Everton half. And it's going to be taken by Matheus Fernandes, the Portuguese. Right-footed, drills it in towards the left-hand side of the penalty area and taking absolutely no chances whatsoever there. Here's Jake O'Brien to put the ball behind for a corner. I guess he didn't know what was behind him. I don't think there was a great deal behind him, if I'm completely honest with you. But West Ham win the first corner of the afternoon, to be taken from their left-hand side in the 15th minute, attacking the Sir Trevor Brooking stand towards our right-hand side. It's going to be a right-footed in-swinger from Somerville. Flipped in now. There's the header clear on the edge of the 6-yard area towards the edge of the penalty area. And then shot comes in. That's taken a deflection. Fernandes, I don't think it was goal-bound, but it's certainly taken a nick off of an Everton player. And it'll be another corner. And Crescenzio Somerville will get to do it all over again from that far side for West Ham United. Mavropanos lurking on the edge of the 6-yard area. Disasi's taken up a position at the far post, just in front of Thomas Souček, who's also there for West Ham. Now Somerville, can he deliver on this occasion? A lot of height on it towards the far post, headed across the 6-yard area. It was a good header as well by Disasi. West Ham battling to win it back on the edge of the penalty area, but Everton have got it clear. Now Everton have got a break on, and West Ham are short here over the halfway line. It's slipped through, and it's too wide. A Barry goes through to the goalkeeper, who spills the ball, but it falls to a West Ham player, and they can get it clear. Good run by Keane and Dewsbury Hall, but his pass was poor towards Tiano Barry, who'd made the run, and it allowed Hermansen to win the ball for West Ham. Good break, though, by Everton. One end to the other in lightning quick time. Here's Thomas Souček for West Ham. 1-2 between himself and Somerville, then goes up to Diouf over on that far side. Ball immediately back inside the West Ham half with the check again. He goes behind to Disasi, square to his right, and Mavropanos. He's becoming a bit of a folk hero here at the London Stadium, the Greek Mavropanos. Now West Ham go long, searching out Carl Walker-Peters. He's not going to get on the end of that one, and it goes out of play. Throw in for Everton, right next to the corner flag. Keepers at their own half down their left-hand side. I'm just looking at a replay. Keane and Dewsbury Hall over the halfway line. He comes. Tiano Barry makes the run. Well, he would have been offside anyway. So it's poor all round really, because it's a really poor ball by Keane and Dewsbury Hall, and it's also really poor by Tiano Barry not to stay onside there, because if the ball had come through to him, if it was a good pass from the ex-Chelsea and Leicester man, which it wasn't, then he would have been offside anyway. If the ball had ended up the back of the net, it all would have been irrelevant. West Ham now with possession just inside the Everton half. Right to the centre circle now is Mavropanos. Walker-Peters to his right. Down the line it goes to Bowen, the West Ham captain, who is West Ham's top scorer once more this season. 10 goals to his name in all competitions. West Ham have played it all the way back inside their own half. Disasi onto Diouf. Diouf turns around McNeil, goes down the line to Crescenzio. First time ball infield to Fernandez is a good one. And then Pablo back to Crescenzio. Somerville is put out of play, and it will be in West Ham United throw-in just inside the Everton half, down that over on that far side, the West Ham left. Quickly taken. Pablo goes out towards the near side. Here's Jared Bowen. The ball back down the line towards Pablo. Slips it down towards the byline. This is promising. And there's the ball cut back from the dead ball line by Castellanos towards Pablo, who'd made the run inside the penalty area, and Everton get it clear. Souček now. Everton just backing off a little bit here, and West Ham having a good spell. Now, can they make it count? Crescenzio Somerville again over on that far side. Thought about getting the ball in the box, thinks better of it, and in the end just goes back towards Fernandez. He does drill it in towards the far post, taken down beautifully on the right hand of the hind side of the penalty here by Jared Bowen. Back to Disasi. There's the cross towards the far post, half cleared by Everton. Somerville gets the shot in, it's cleared, falls to Bowen. Can't get the shot away, and Everton get it clear. Panic stations inside that penalty area for Everton there. West Ham will come again. This is a really good spell for the Hammers. And here comes Jared Bowen. He runs into Mikolenko, goes down. Referee not buying any of it, and the game continues. And Everton have it with Garner. He plays it down the line, and he's just back-heeled it in the end off of Jared Bowen. So it's out of play, and it'll be a throw-in for Everton in their left-back position. And it'll be taken by the Ukrainian, Mikolenko. Enjoyed themselves last time here with that comfortable victory. In the end, that comfortable victory for West Ham United against bottom side Wolves, 4-0. It all came together suddenly when it looked like it wasn't going to. Now West Ham are going to get a free kick here, about 40 yards from goal, just to left of centre, for the foul by, I think the foul was by Dwight McNeil. So free kick for West Ham. Referee comes over. It was on Crescenzio Somerville. And McNeil just behind him. Just put his right leg in there ahead of Somerville. Didn't get any of the ball, the Englishman. And West Ham have another free kick in a dangerous position here. And once more, it's that combination, that duo of Matheus Fernandes and Diouf. So we've got the right foot of Fernandez. This one's a little bit further out than the previous one. Right-footed, clips it in, terrible. One word to sum up that one. Bounces once, goes behind, goal kick to Everton. 20 minutes played here at the London Stadium. West Ham United 0, Everton 0. And it's also Liverpool 0, Palace 0, Wolves 0, Tottenham 0. We've yet to have a goal. We did have one earlier. Fulham getting the better of Aston Villa at Craven Cottage. And that was a goal from Sessegnon for Fulham. And what that's done to Fulham is that's put them up to 11th. They're still in the bottom half. It's, again, that congested area of the table around 13th all the way through to 7th, really. Really, really tight, and potential Europa League and Conference League space is up for grabs there. Villa still in a good position for Champions League qualification, by the way, despite that defeat. They remain in 4th on 58, and it does mean that Liverpool could, or they would, go ahead of them into 4th if they can win today. Liverpool are on 55 points, 3 behind Villa. Now, Diouf making a run down the left-hand side. Everton win it back, though. Here's McNeil. McNeil goes all the way back to the right-back position. Jake O'Brien. Infield to Tarkowski, just to the right of the D. Finds Keane to his left. And he goes back to Tarkowski. And he finds Njai. And Njai brings it over the halfway line to the left of the centre circle. On it goes to Mykolenko. Mykolenko now striding down this left-hand side. There's the ball down the line. Kieran Dewsbury Hall. And attempts the cross. Hits Mavropanos. Goes behind. First corner of the afternoon for Everton. Good link-up play down this near side between Mykolenko and Kieran Dewsbury Hall. And the corner from this near side. The Everton left in the sunshine as we head towards the midway point of this first half. Still goalless here in East London. And the corner will be taken by Garner. Right-footed in, swinging from this near side. In front of the Bobby Moore stand. And it comes now. It's a decent delivery as well. Mavropanos heads it clear, though. Gets a good touch on it as well to get it clear. And then Everton give it away now. It's an opportunity for West Ham to break. Down the line it goes from Jarrod Bowen, but he can't find Castellanos. It's put out of play, but it will be a throw into West Ham. They've taken a quick one towards the edge of the penalty area. There's 2 balls on the pitch at the moment, so I'll be amazed if the game continues. In fact, it goes out of play anyway down this near side. So throw into West Ham. Midway inside the Everton half down this near side. Carl Walker-Peters to take it. Midway point of the first half, still goalless. And Walker-Peters is going to take this throw in. The 29-year-old throws it towards the right side of the penalty area and just about finds Jarrod Bowen. He goes back to Walker-Peters, who's retreating down this near side at the moment. He goes all the way back inside the centre circle where he finds Axel Disasi. Diouf in the inside left position. On it goes to Somerville. I think he's a danger man down this near side. Somerville, left-hand corner of the penalty area, runs into trouble, just showed too much of it in the end to Michael Keane. And Everton can break. And Njai brings it over the halfway line down this near side. Cuts infield. Only Barry ahead of him. He still has the ball. Almost overruns it. Manages to clip it out towards the far side. McNeil, right-hand corner of the penalty area. Ball on his left foot. There's the cross. And there's the header clear from Mavropanos on the edge of the 6-yard area for West Ham. And it might find Crescencio Somerville on the halfway line. Well, it does, but he's fouled Jake O'Brien. And so it'll be a free kick to Everton just to the right of the centre circle. And I think there's a lot in this. Just looking at a replay of it now. Just sticks out the left leg. Doesn't make contact with the ball. Does make a little bit of contact, it has to be said, with the Irishman. And it's a free kick for Everton. And it'll be taken by... looks as if Tarkowski's going to take it. The Everton captain. He's waiting for, steps back now. 2 arms in the air from the Englishman. 33 years of age now. Tarkowski drills it long now towards the left-hand side of the penalty area. There's the header across the 6-yard area. There's a little bit of head tennis on the edge of that 6-yard area. West Ham do manage to get it clear, though. Loop back towards the edge of the penalty area. There's the towering header from Mavropanos, and Thomas Souček can get it clear for West Ham United. Now Walker-Peters. He's going to have to go back to the goalkeeper. And he's under no pressure whatsoever, is Hermansen. And he clips it right-footed out towards the far side. That's poor distribution from the Dane. Juff was calling for it over on the far side, just gets far too much on the ball, and it goes out of play. And he's gifted Everton a throw-in over on the far side, midway inside the West Ham half. 25 minutes played. West Ham 0, Everton 0. A draw, of course, today. Well, it really depends on what happens at Molineux, doesn't it? Whether or not a draw would be a good result for West Ham today. As I mentioned, if it does end in a draw and Tottenham win, then Tottenham would go ahead of West Ham simply because they've got a better goal difference. Neither of them have got a good goal difference, but they do have a superior goal difference to Nuno's men, as Everton go all the way back towards the edge of the penalty area. And then it's clipped long by Tarkowski out towards the far side, just about kept in by O'Brien. Finds McNeil. McNeil rushes back inside his own half, loses possession. Good work by Juff to win that ball back for West Ham. On it goes towards Pablo. Pablo runs into trouble. Everton get it clear. West Ham pick it up again just to the left of the centre circle. And Juff is going to turn and probably go back to the goalkeeper. Is he here? Well, he doesn't, and maybe he should have done because he's lost possession, and now Everton are in business. There's the ball towards the edge of the penalty. I can't find a Jai. Really good defensive work from Mavropanos, who I've been really impressed with this season. It's really good play out of defence as well as he finds Juff, and suddenly West Ham are motoring down that left-hand side. He's got Crescencio Somerville ahead of him. Here is Somerville, left-hand side of the penalty area. Oh, dearie me, lost his composure completely there, the ex-Leeds man. He just drills it into the crowd. I'm not sure if he was going for goal or whether it was a cross. Either way, it was not particularly impressive from the Dutchman. Really good work, first of all from Mavropanos to win the ball back for West Ham. He then finds a little gap to run into inside the centre circle, spreads play out towards the left hand side. Juff onto Crescencio Somerville, and then from the left hand side of the penalty area just drills the ball over the bar, possibly caught in two minds. And goal kick for Everton is Garner, just inside the West Ham half, still advancing towards the edge of the penalty area, tries to slip it through towards Tierno Barry. He's not going to find him, but West Ham are quick to give the ball back to Everton over on the far side. They've gifted it back to Garner. It goes all the way back towards the halfway line, and they'll try again with Idrissa Gueye. Square to his left, and Michael Keane onto Njai. Njai with the bright yellow boots on makes his way out towards this left hand side, then goes around Souček, gets the ball back from Njai, 1-2 between the two of them. Then square to his right hand side. Here's James Garner again. Now it's O'Brien down the line to McNeil, gets the ball back immediately, the Irishman, and plays it back inside his own half to Tarkowski, just to the right of the centre circle. Leisurely brings it over the halfway line, laid off by Garner once more to O'Brien over on that far side. Still waiting for the first big moment in this game. It's quite tense, quite cagey. A lot on the line for both sides, of course. Potential European qualification for Everton and West Ham's survival, of course. Everton go long. That's going to go all the way through to Hermansen. And Hermansen brings the ball towards the edge of the penalty area, then bowls it out towards the near side. Spots Carl Walker-Peters in plenty of space, and he advances towards the halfway line. And then looks up, gestures as if to say, where's the option? And the option in the end was to go back to Thomas Souček, who finds Mavropanos. He goes square to Sassi. Now Juff over the halfway line. Crescencio Somerville picks it up over on the far side, just inside the Everton half. 1-2 between himself and Mateus Fernandes. And then it's back inside the West Ham half again with Mavropanos. Now it's Jarrod Bowen backing into Tarkowski. Goes back to Carl Walker-Peters down the line. And Castellanos. Walker-Peters goes down under a challenge from Idrissa Gueye. Wants the free kick, doesn't get it, and Everton bring it away. Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall now down the line it goes. Left-hand side of the penalty area is Barry, but he can't get there. And it's really good defensive work once more, this time by Axel Disasi. And the Frenchman just allows the ball out of play, and it's behind for a goal kick for West Ham United. And we've played nearly half an hour, and it's still goalless, and it's still very cagey. It's got to be said, the possession stats are pretty much right down the middle. It's 49-51 in favour of Everton. 7 shots to 2 in favour of West Ham, though, although none on target. We're still waiting for the first shot on target from either side, and the XG is 0.31 for West Ham and 0.45 for Everton. That's how tight a first half an hour it's been. And it's tight elsewhere because it's still goalless at Anfield and it's still goalless at Molineux as well. So as far as the bottom of the table goes, we are as we were at the beginning of play. If these 2 games were to end in a draw, it would mean that Spurs will be on 32 with 4 to play, West Ham 34 with 4 to play, and Forest 39 leads on that magical 40 points. And still in the balance, certainly between Spurs and West Ham, which it does feel ever more likely that it'll be one of those 2 to go down. Long ball forward now for West Ham, over towards, or searching out Crescenzio Somerville, not going to find him. Everton clear. And here's McNeil. Goes down, wants the free kick, gets the free kick. Foul by Souček, so free kick just shy of the halfway line for Everton. A yard or so in field from the far touchline, the Everton right. And O'Brien will take it. He goes back towards James Tarkowski. And now Michael Keane. Left-hand side of the centre circle, brings it over the halfway line and then finds Njai down this near side. Njai drills it back towards the edge of his own penalty area. Keane. Now it's Tarkowski. Back to Keane again. Patient build-up from Everton. No team really looking to risk anything at the moment, are they? As West Ham played over the halfway line, but that's dealt with. But I think there's a handball in there. It's going to be a free kick to West Ham on the halfway line. A few yards in field from the right-hand touchline. As Bowen played the ball over the halfway line towards Carl Walker-Peters, who'd made that run over the halfway line. Just looking at a replay of it. And Bowen, yeah, there's a handball there from Michael Keane from Bowen's pass. Here's Axel Disasi. Finds Diouf. Diouf, first time ball all the way back towards the edge of the 18-yard line. Touched off by Hermansen to the Greek Mavropanos. Mavropanos on towards Fernandez. Touches it off to Disasi again. He's going to go long, right-footed. Crescenzio Somerville's made the run. Now then, he's going to pick this one up as well as he... No, he's overrun it. And it's gone behind. It's a goal kick. Nice ball over the top. But couldn't keep it in. And it's a goal kick for Everton. 33 minutes played here. Still goalless. Just onside as well. The ball over the top was a good one. First touch was not too heavy. Went beyond the byline. And a goal kick for Everton. We're going to get a free kick as well now following that goal kick for a foul on Mikolenko. So free kick midway inside their own half for Everton. 12 to half time. And it's a game that really hasn't got going yet in the sunshine here in East London. Can Everton get it going now as they come over the halfway line? McNeil down towards the byline. Sliding challenge in, perfectly timed by Diouf as well. Right next to the corner flag, still battling with it with Jake O'Brien, and in the end the referee's seen enough. Foul on Diouf, free kick to West Ham United. Diouf has gone down holding his head. I don't know, there's a bit of gamesmanship in this. Just looking at a replay of it, he slides in to win the ball off of O'Brien. They're both battling for it. He's actually on the floor at this stage. And then he just suddenly goes down holding his face. I don't think anything touched his face. He's still down. I don't mind seeing a replay from a different angle on that one, but to me it just looked as if he was sort of battling for the ball on the ground, trying to win it off Jake O'Brien, and then suddenly he just went down as if he'd been shot, holding his face. Well, nothing's come of it, and funnily enough, he's back on his feet, is the Senegalese, and he seems absolutely fine. 11 minutes left till half-time. Everton then have got the decision, and it's a throw-in around about 12 yards from the byline down the Everton right. In it comes now towards that 6-yard area. Gets a little flick on as well, and drilled clear by Fernandez out of play. So it's a throw-in for Everton. Midway inside the West Ham half down the Everton right. I think Mavropanos got the first touch as that ball was played in. O'Brien's to take the throw in. Finds Barry, right corner of the penalty area. He can't control it. And Crescenzio Somerville brings it clear for West Ham United. He runs into trouble though, gives the ball back to Everton. Now Barry's going to go for a shot. Left-footed. It's a decent effort on target, but a comfortable save for Mads Hermansson. And that's the first shot on target that we've had. And it comes in the 36th minute. Barry from about 30 yards out. Low shot. Bit of a daisy cutter towards the goalkeeper's left-hand side. Comfortable save for the Dane. Long ball forward now for West Ham. That's going to come to nothing. And it's tidied up nicely by Tarkowski for Everton. Back to the goalkeeper. Long clearance from Jordan Pickford. West Ham have picked up the pieces though. Here's Jared Bowen. Low ball left footed back towards Mavropanos, right hand side of the centre circle. Mavropanos goes back out towards his near touch line. Carl Walker-Peters instantly plays it back inside his own half, and then Mavropanos goes back to Hermansson. Hermansson low to his left into Sassi. Hermansson still well outside of his own penalty area. Goes on this time towards Mateus Fernandes. Over the halfway line it goes, and Crescenzio Somerville couldn't control it. And so Everton win it back again, right hand side of the centre circle. Slowed down to walking pace by Garner over on the far side. Infield it goes to Guay. Back out to Garner again, and he plays it back inside his own half. Here's Jake O'Brien, square to his left, and Tarkowski inside the centre circle. Drills it long right footed towards the left hand side of the penalty area. And can Mikalenko keep the ball in play? I'll tell you what he can. He does really well, then plays it down the line to Njai. Njai is level with the edge of the penalty area, looking to take on Jared Bowen. Cuts inside him, plays it across the edge of the 18-yard line. McNeil back to Njai, can't get the ball out from under his feet. Can he get the shot away? No, it just squirms through in the end to Hermansson harmlessly. And then West Ham try and break quickly as he bowls the ball out to Diouf. Diouf over the halfway line it goes, and Crescenzio Somerville has it. Somerville does really well to keep hold of that ball, but he's retreating back towards the halfway line at the moment. Shrugs off McNeil, continues his run down that left-hand side, and then is brought down, and it'll be a free kick to West Ham United. He is the danger man. If something's going to happen for West Ham, it's going to be the Dutchman that's going to provide the little bit of spark, the little bit of quality that they require, and he's won his team a free kick here. And also it's going to be a yellow card by the looks of things, as well as Stuart Atwell comes across and indeed does brook Jake O'Brien. First yellow card of the afternoon for either side. He shrugged off McNeil and then tried to go around O'Brien, and O'Brien was having none of it. Just scooped it past him and then went running beyond the Irishman, who drags him down. So free kick for West Ham. Midway inside the Everton half, just a couple of yards infield from the far touchline, the West Ham left. And it's going to be taken by Diouf by the looks of things. Although Somerville is there as well now. He's joined in as well. The Everton defensive line is about 12 yards from goal. Pickford just arranging his defenders. Can West Ham have a big moment here before half-time here in the East London sunshine? It looks like it's going to be Diouf to take it. In it comes, and it's straight into the arms of Jordan Pickford. Well, they've had a couple, haven't they, West Ham? Similar positions that they've failed to make the most of. And that was another one there, which was comfortable for Jordan Pickford, the England goalkeeper. And there's been a goal at Anfield. Liverpool have taken the lead against Crystal Palace, looking to move into the top four. Liverpool, reigning champions, of course. And the goal from Alexander Isak, back, of course, after his horrific injury that he picked up early on the season. And he's put Liverpool into the lead there. So Liverpool 1, Palace 0, as Everton go long. They've lost possession though. Now can West Ham make the most of it? Castellanos down this near side in a deep position, back in field to Walker-Peters. So all the way back towards the halfway line. Souček inside the centre circle for West Ham. When it goes to Somerville, who's picked up a central position here, and he runs into trouble in the form of James Garner. Cleared out towards the far side, but West Ham have picked it up again. Now it's Diouf, level with the edge of the penalty area down the left-hand side. Goes back down the line to Souček. Infield to Fernandez. Right-footed ball out towards the right side of the penalty area, searching out Kyle Walker-Peters. He's not going to find him. McNeil has it. McNeil's touch is really heavy. Sloppy from him, and West Ham have it again. Midway inside the Everton half. Cross comes in from the right-hand side. There's the header clear out towards this near side. Kyle Walker-Peters has it for West Ham. Goes down the line to Fernandez. 1-2 between himself and Souček, and then goes square out towards the inside left position. And Diouf, left-footed ball towards the far post. And there's the header clear, and it's straight into the arms in the end of Jordan Pickford. Liverpool have gone 2 up now. Andy Robertson has got the second. And Liverpool coasting against Palace. And that will put Liverpool into 4th, as I said, because their goal difference is better than Villa. Villa, of course, have 2 potential routes into the Champions League because they're in the Europa League still in the semi-finals. 2-legged affair coming up against Nottingham Forest. We have got a guaranteed English side in the final this year. We had an all-English final last year, of course, between Spurs and Manchester United. So as it stands, Manchester United will be on 58, as will Liverpool on 58. They've actually got the same goal difference, so Liverpool could, if they did get themselves another goal this afternoon, they can actually leapfrog Manchester United. The 2 teams have still got to play, of course. That could be a big one, a play-off for 3rd place. United, of course, play on Monday night, so Liverpool could certainly have about 48 hours in 3rd place. They're at home to Brentford at Old Trafford. Cross coming in from the right-hand side for Everton. Volleyed clear by Jared Bowen at the far post. Long towards the halfway line, but Everton will pick up the pieces again with Mykolenko down this near side. Down the line it goes. Gets the ball back immediately from Idrissa Gueye. And then turns and left-footed plays it to Michael Keane. Left-hand side of the centre circle. Drills it diagonally from right to left. There's the ball down the line from O'Brien. Dwight McNeil is offside as the flag goes up over on the far side. And it'll be a free kick to West Ham in their left-back position. 3 minutes to half-time. West Ham 0. Everton 0, and it's not been a classic, let's put it that way, but West Ham United won't care if they can get the 3 points. Well, they haven't done enough at the moment. Neither team has done enough to warrant winning this game, and maybe something has to happen in the second half, because very little has in this first 42 and a bit minutes that we've had. Hermansen goes long, right-footed with a free kick. Little flick on out towards the far side by Castellanos, and then volleyed clear for West Ham by Garner. Towering header by Mavropanos back inside the Everton half, and then it breaks out towards the far side. It's going to be a free kick actually for West Ham, just to the left of the centre circle. They've gone long, they've taken it too quickly. Wasted opportunity, goes all the way through to Pickford. This will be the right idea there from West Ham, just to try and catch Everton cold by playing that free kick quickly down the centre towards Tati Castellanos. Here's Michael Keane for Everton. Slows it down to walking pace, plays it over the halfway line. Challenge comes in, and West Ham have it back again. Now Castellanos, on it goes towards Pablo, right-hand side of the penalty area for West Ham. Goes back down the line to Kyle Walker-Peters now. Walker-Peters rushing down towards the byline. Tracked all the way by Njayi, and between them they've got the ball off of Kyle Walker-Peters and out of play. So it's an Everton throw in their left-back position. Good tracking back by Idrissa Gueye there, helping out the West Ham defender. The Everton defender, I should say. Mykolenko is going to take this throw in as we head into the last minute of the first half. I don't think there'll be a great deal of added time either, maybe 1 minute possibly. And it looks like we're going in goalless, as it is at the moment at Molineux, of course. No change at the bottom between the 2 big London sides, one of which looks almost certain to be relegated this season. Dwight McNeil infield to Kieran Dewsbury-Hall, just overruns it slightly, and Diouf goes long for West Ham inside the Everton half, but there's nobody there in claret and blue, and so Everton have it again with Mykolenko. Just brings it over the halfway line, finds Gueye towards his left-hand side, his right-hand side, I should say. And Gueye works his way out towards this near side, onto Njayi. Njayi just shrugs off Thomas Souček. Finds Gueye again, and then Souček gets the challenge in, but it goes out of play. So it's a throw into Everton. on the halfway line down their left. Mikolenko to take it. Goes all the way back towards the halfway line. It's inside the centre circle now with Tarkowski. Tarkowski plays it over the halfway line to Keane and Dewsbury Hall, and then spreads play out towards this near side. Mikolenko goes long, and Mavropanos just watches and allows it to sail over his head and through to the goalkeeper Hermansen, who bowls one out quickly to Diouf now. Diouf showing that turn of pace over the halfway line. On it goes to Somerville. This is promising for West Ham. Somerville now takes up a more central position. On it goes to Jarrod Bowen. Jarrod Bowen inside the penalty area. Gets the ball across the 6-yard area. And Somerville arriving, just couldn't get the touch. Pablo was there as well. It's a wicked ball in from Jarrod Bowen from this near side. And it just needed the faintest of touches to put West Ham into the lead on the stroke of half-time. Really good work by Somerville again. Out towards the right corner of the penalty area. Jarrod Bowen, a couple of touches. And he just invitingly plays it across the 6-yard area. And there's nobody there that can get the touch to put it in and give West Ham the lead right on half-time. And it's gone behind it. It's a goal kick to Everton, and West Ham will come again because Everton are giving the ball away. Here's Fernandez. Goes up towards the left-hand side of the penalty. That's Castellanos. Back in field towards Somerville. Somerville now 35 yards from goal. Goes square to his left and Diouf. Diouf finds Souček. It's very congested on the left-hand side of the penalty area there. And there goes the half-time whistle. Very, very cagey, it has to be said. Well, it's goalless at Molineux between Wolves and Tottenham, and it's goalless here at half-time between West Ham and Everton. It's very, very shaky and nervy down at the bottom of the Premier League table. Half-time here in East London. It's West Ham 0, Everton 0. We'll be back in 15 minutes for the second half. Welcome back to the London Stadium here in Stratford, East London. Half-time in the Premier League. This 3 p.m. kickoff. It's West Ham 0, Everton 0. A game of very few opportunities. Very cagey first 45 for two teams, one of which are battling relegation and the other who are trying to stay involved in the conversation for European football. So the lineups are thus for West Ham: Hermanson in goal. The back four from left to right of Kyle Walker-Peters, Mavropanos, Sassi and Diouf holding in midfield. Fernandez, Souček, Somerville on the left, Bowen on the right and Pablo just off of Castellanos. For Everton, Pickford in goal. Back four from left to right: Mikolenko, Keane, Tarkowski and Jake O'Brien. The midfield quartet of Njai, Garner, Guay and McNeil, and Keane and Dewsbury Hall playing just off of Tino Barry. In this second half, West Ham United are playing from right to left, attacking the Bobby Moore stand towards our left-hand side in the claret and blue shirts, the white shorts, white socks. And for Everton, they're in a change strip that's sort of off-white. It's almost a very, very pale yellow shirt with very dark blue shirts and socks. Our referee is Stuart Atwell from Warwickshire. The benches are as follows: West Ham, Areola, Kante, Magassa, Potts, Skulls, Todibo, Traore, Wan-Bissaka and Wilson. And for Everton, Alcaraz, Armstrong, Coleman, Dibbling, George, Rugbanen, Patterson, Roll and Travers. Everton with early possession but inside the West Ham half. They just shaded possession in the first half, but there was nothing really between it as the ball comes in from Keane and Dewsbury Hall. It's taken a deflection off a West Ham player, and West Ham are able to get it clear down this near side, but Everton will pick up the pieces again down their right-hand side. They've lost possession though, and it's Diouf who's won it back. Down the line to Somerville, and that's going to be a free kick, and it might well be a yellow card as well, as he's upended by James Tarkowski. Jake O'Brien has already been booked for bringing down the Dutchman, and now Tarkowski follows the same fate. It's that lightning change of pace that the ex-Leeds United man has, and Tarkowski just couldn't handle it. He was only on the halfway line, but they've linked up well down this West Ham left. Have Diouf and Somerville. It's the most likely outlet really for a goal for West Ham United, who came closest right at the end of the first half. A wicked ball across the 6-yard area, flashed across the 6-yard area by Jarrod Bowen, and neither Pablo nor Somerville himself could get on the end of it. Just get their studs there to give West Ham the lead. Here come West Ham though, over on the far side, down their right, and it's Walker-Peters down the line for Bowen, and Bowen just plays it in the end off of Iliman Njai. Throw in for West Ham to inside the Everton half down the West Ham right. Half-time in the other game involving the relegation candidates. It's Wolves 0, Tottenham 0. It really is very, very nervy down there, isn't it? Liverpool are a couple of goals to the good. It's against Crystal Palace, who I guess have got bigger fish to fry, could you say? They've got Conference League football coming up. Bowen now down towards the byline, right-footed ball into the box, doesn't beat the first man being Michael Keane, cleared out towards the far side, and Bowen lets the ball run out for a throw-in. So it's a throw-in for West Ham, about 12 yards shy of the byline. West Ham right-hand side. Bowen thought about taking a quick one, but has decided to leave it, and instead it's going to be Mavropanos, the Greek. He's going to test out his long throw skills and abilities. Let's see what he can deliver here. Goes all the way back to the advertising hall. There's plenty of space, of course, around the pitch here at the Olympic Stadium. And it comes now, and it's headed clear for Everton. And West Ham will have it again inside the centre circle with Kyle Walker-Peters. Takes it towards the left-hand side and then finds Diouf. First time ball down the line to Somerville. He's continued his run down that left-hand side, Diouf, but Somerville's just decided to hold the ball up. Oh, lovely little bit of trickery to go around McNeil. Still has possession, then leaves it for Souček. Souček 1-2 between himself and Diouf. Souček now advancing towards the left-hand side of the penalty area. Goes across the edge of the 18-yard line, but there's nobody there in a West Ham shirt, and is tidied up nicely by Njai, who goes back to Pickford. First time clearance from him, and he slices that clearance, the England goalkeeper. Out a player on the far side. I can't quite work out if Jordan Pickford was smiling then, or he's just got the sun in his eyes, but either way. Throw in for West Ham into inside the Everton half, which they've already taken. 1-2 between Somerville, who's now in a central area, and Souček. Souček now takes it towards his near side and then feeds Diouf. Hugging the touchline, infield to Somerville now, edge of the penalty area. Crescencio Somerville down towards the byline. There's the cross towards the far post. It'll fall at the far post, and it's cleared and put behind. And how close was Tati Castellanos to give him West Ham the lead. He's gone down. He's, I guess, claiming a penalty, is he, the Argentinian? What a ball in from the dead ball line. It's Somerville again. It had to be. He's been the most impressive player. Brings it down on the chest. He goes for goal. It hits Jordan Pickford's chest. It's a great save by. He's so quick to come off his line, Pickford. Castellanos brings it down with the chest, then right-footed. It hits Jordan Pickford. It actually comes back to the Argentinian, and I think in the end it just deflects off of him and behind for a goal kick. And the reason he went down, Castellanos, I think, is just the momentum from Jordan Pickford as he saved that. There's no sign of a penalty as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, 5 minutes played at the start of the second. West Ham 0, Everton 0. And VAR are looking at it, checking possible penalty for a foul. I don't think this is a penalty. It comes across to Castellanos, chests it down, gets the shot away. It hits Pickford's chest, and Pickford, as he's rushing to close it down, does connect with Castellanos, but it's just his momentum. There's just nothing he can do to prevent his momentum, really, from colliding with Castellanos. And I don't think that's a penalty. I really don't. I think VAR have cleared it as well. And indeed, VAR have cleared it. One mistake they've made, though, is they've given West Ham a corner, and it definitely wasn't a corner for West Ham, because the ball came off. It spun back off of Mavropanos, but obviously VAR can't get involved in that. He got involved in the penalty check. In comes the corner then. There's the header, and they've scored from it as well at the near post. And it's Thomas Souček with a huge goal for West Ham United in their battle against relegation from the Premier League. A corner that I'm not entirely sure they should have had, because I think the ball actually came off of Castellanos. But Thomas Souček won't care about that. Brilliant ball in from the corner, and Souček at the near post flashed it in towards the far post, and it's West Ham United 1, Everton 0, 52nd minute. That is a huge goal here at the London Stadium, and it's the Czech Thomas Souček who's come up with the goods for West Ham. Left-footed in-swinger from Jarrod Bowen. It's a beauty. And he gets there at the near post in between two Everton defenders. It's so congested on the goal line. How on earth, A, he's got there, B, how he's got it beyond all the players on the goal line is beyond me. It's a brilliant header from very, very close range from Thomas Souček. Pickford is beaten. West Ham have the lead, and that could be absolutely huge in the big picture of survival in the Premier League. They would have heard all about that goal at Molineux, where it remains Wolves 0, Tottenham 0, but West Ham have the lead through Thomas Souček. Pickford beaten, a crowd of players around him. We've seen it. How often have we seen it in the Premier League this season? There was a quick check, by the way, for VAR for that goal. Not entirely sure what for. It's all been cleared, and it's West Ham who have a vital, vital lead. How big a goal is that going to be for Thomas Souček? In a game of so few opportunities, that could be the winner. I mean, we've still got nearly 40 minutes left on the clock, but in a game this tight, it's huge. And Everton now need to respond, but Somerville has it. It all came down to Somerville, really. It was that cross initially. I'd love to see it again, just to see whether it was actually a corner in the first place. I'm not entirely sure it was. But either way, you've got to defend your corners, and Everton didn't do that. Long ball forward now for West Ham. And there's the header, Kielit, from Tarkowski. Bowen's going to retrieve it. Is he over on the far side for West Ham? No, he's not. And Everton can clear through McNeil. Brilliant work, though, for West Ham by Cole Walker-Peters to win the ball back. He finds Bowen over on the far side. They're in the mood now, West Ham. They want a second. On to Souček, right inside of the penalty area. Goes back out towards that far touchline, and Walker-Peters. Walker-Peters just slows it down to walking pace and then scoops it down the line. Back to Fernandez. 1-2 between himself and Mavropanos. And it goes to Souček again. And now Walker-Peters infield to Souček once more. Down the line, and he's got too much on it on that occasion. And Mikalenko is there, challenged by Walker-Peters, but goes infield to Keane. Left-hand side of the penalty area. Low ball out of defence is a good one, and Everton are on their way. Barry now, left-hand side of the centre circle, overruns it, and it allows, just showed enough of the ball there to Walker-Peters to win the ball back. It goes all the way back to Hermansen. Left foot clearance long down the left-hand side. Towering header clear by Jake O'Brien for Everton, and then tidied up nicely by Diouf, who goes back to the goalkeeper. So as it stands, and we've got a long way left, we've got, what have we got here? Still got about 35 minutes plus stoppage time left for play. Similar, of course, at Molineux. They're a couple of minutes behind, actually, at Molineux. But as it stands, it'll be Spurs on 32, West Ham on 36, Forest on 39, Leeds on 40, all with 4 games to go. That's how big that goal for Tomáš Souček could be. They could put a 4-point cushion between themselves and Spurs with just 4 games remaining, and it'll put them 4 points away from that magical 40 points. Obviously it doesn't guarantee you survival, does it? But more often than not, it is the litmus test, really, the passage to safety, that 40 points. Diouf, lovely work by him down this left-hand side for West Ham, and then goes long down the line, but he's got too much on that one. It'll be dealt with by Jordan Pickford. Brings the ball inside his penalty area, picks the ball up, and then bowls it out to Michael Keane, left-hand side of the D. It is still goalless, by the way, at Molineux. If anything were to change, we'll let you know immediately. Still 2-0 to Liverpool as well at Crystal Palace. At home, I should say, at Anfield against Crystal Palace. James Tarkowski. Back to Pickford. Pickford goes low out to Keane. Infield to Garner, left-hand side of the centre circle. Idrissa Gueye inside that centre circle, takes it towards the right-hand side. And now it's Garner again. Really, really tight game it's been this afternoon. And it's a set piece, which has been Everton's undoing here. Garner now, though, takes up a position down the left-hand side. It's the left-hand side of the penalty area for Everton. Down towards the byline, tries to cut the ball back, and all he does is find Mads Hermansen just on the right-hand side of his 6-yard area, who bowls the ball out towards this near side. Poor delivery in the end from Garner. Now Crescencio Somerville tries to scoop it on beyond Jake O'Brien and run onto his pass, but it's gone out of play. But it did take a nick off of the Irishman, I think. No, it didn't. I'm mistaken. There's a throw into Everton on the halfway line down the right-hand side as O'Brien himself takes it and goes back to Tarkowski. West Ham looking for their 5th home win of the season, and of course it'll be their 2nd in a row after that victory against Wolves. Long ball forward now for West Ham. That'll be tied up by Mavropanos. Back to the goalkeeper. First time clearance from Hermansen, right-footed. Doesn't quite make the halfway line, but West Ham have the ball anyway with goal scorer Souček. And Souček is pushed over. It'll be a free kick. Foul by Keane and Dewsbury Hall, who's saying it was a fair shoulder barge, not according to referee Stuart Atwell. So free kick to West Ham. They go back to Hermansen. Sunderland, Newcastle, Bournemouth, and most recently Wolves have been the sides to come to the London Stadium and come away with nothing. Fernandes goes long for West Ham, searching out Crescencio Somerville. Headed clear, though, by Jake O'Brien towards the halfway line, but Diouf will retrieve for West Ham. So a game down this left-hand side, actually, as the Senegalese. Good link-up play between himself and Somerville. Now it's Fernandes onto Souček inside the centre circle. Pokes it back to Mavropanos. Square again to Fernandes down this near side for West Ham United. Over the halfway line he brings it. Little flick on by Bowen towards Somerville, who makes his way out towards his left-hand side. He's got Diouf there, and Diouf just allows the challenge to come in from the Everton number 37, Garner. Throw in for West Ham, level with the edge of the penalty area. Diouf goes over to get the ball, much to the rapturous applause there in the West Stand here at the Olympic Stadium. Throw-in is about 12 yards from the byline, down the West Ham left. Diouf takes it, gets the ball back, rushes down towards the byline, but is robbed of possession by Dwight McNeil. And Everton sloppy, give possession straight back to West Ham, and it's to the danger man, Somerville. Now Bowen, who's popped up down this left-hand side now for West Ham. Twisting turn in Bowen inside the penalty area. This is good from Bowen, down towards the byline, goes down in an Everton sandwich. And he's injured himself. I don't think he was claiming a penalty or anything like that. Just got in between 2 Everton players, but good work by, or good strength by Jake O'Brien to make sure he didn't get beyond him. And it's behind for a goal kick to Everton. We have played nearly an hour. Well, VAR are looking at this. Let's have a look. I think he just completely misses the ball in the end. Jarrod Bowen in between two players. He's limping as he gets to his feet. I think that VAR check is over. We are nearly on the hour mark now. And it's still goalless at Molineux. They must be aware of this West Ham United goal. Aware as well, of course, of that big win for Nottingham Forest last night. 5-0 at the Stadium of Light against a Sunderland team who, let's not forget, Sunderland were the last team to lose at home in the Premier League this season. Such has been their strength on home soil. Pickford now in possession for Everton. Kicks long, left-footed. Looks towards that left-hand side. And it's brought down by Mikalenko, who made the run. Ahead of him is Njai, almost level with the edge of the penalty area. Pokes it back down the line against the Ukrainian. Loses possession. Now West Ham can bring it away with Jarrod Bowen. Does really well just to keep the ball in play, in fact, Bowen. Although maybe I spoke too soon. The ball did trickle out of play. Over on that far side. Throw into Everton. They've gone back inside their own half. And here is Garner. Out towards Mikalenko. Mikalenko just held up by Walker-Peters. Turns and plays it all the way back towards the halfway line. Keane to the left of the centre circle. Finds Tarkowski. Still no changes for either side. We are beyond the hour mark now here in East London. And Everton searching for an equaliser. Njai, left-hand side of the penalty, a left-footed cross. It's put out, deflected off of Carl Walker-Peters. And Everton will have just their second corner of the afternoon. To be taken from that far side, the Everton left. Well, West Ham got their goal from a set piece about 8-9 minutes ago. Can Everton do the same, attacking these? Trevor Brookings stand towards our right hand side. It's going to be James Garner to take it, and the 25-year-old just stepping back now. Tarkowski is in a sandwich at the moment between Diouf and Axel Disasi, just on the edge of the 6-yard area. The right-footed delivery, headed clear by Jarrod Bowen at the near post. Put out of play. Everton throw in level with the edge of the penalty area down the Everton left. Got to beat the first man. First rule of a corner. And Everton unable to do that. They are going to make a couple of changes shortly. You can see David Moyes just giving instructions to, well, I can see Tyreek George down there. He's one that's coming on, and it looks like Tim Rogmanum as well as the other one to come on shortly. But the ball is with Mads Hermansen. Are we going to see these changes before this goal kick? No, we're not. Drills it long. Sails over the halfway line. Pablo gets a little flick on. Can't find Castellanos, and Everton clear towards the halfway line. They then go long, and that'll be tidied up. But it would have been tidied up by Mavropanos, but keeper comes out of his penalty area anyway to clear long down that right-hand side for West Ham. Volleyed clear by Michael Keane. Towering header from Mavropanos again. It drops inside the centre circle for Idrissa Gueye, who plays it low towards his right-hand side. Everton just over the halfway line. Challenge coming in, and West Ham have won the ball back and have it with Fernandez down this near side. He's being pushed by Michael Keane. It would have been a free kick. Referees allow play to continue because West Ham still have possession with Crescencio Somerville over the halfway line. He goes. He's brought down, though, to the left of the centre circle by James Garner. I think he's going to go into the book. But the interesting thing is the two Everton players that have gone into the book this afternoon, James Tarkowski and Jake O'Brien, have both gone in the book for fouling Crescencio Somerville, and it looks like that's the hat-trick because James Garner has fallen foul of the trickery from the Dutchman as well, and he becomes the third Everton player to go in the book, and we're still to see a West Ham United yellow card. Still goalless at Molineux. They are about 2 or 3 minutes behind this one. So unless there's a lot of injury time, which to be fair there could be now because Somerville has the trainer on, this could be awkward for the Dutchman. But it gives Everton the opportunity to make this double change, which David Moyes has been preparing for the last few minutes. And indeed it will be Tyreek George and Tim Rogmanum to come on for the Toffees. And hopefully for West Ham United, not just for the rest of this afternoon, but for those remaining 4 Premier League games. And they want Crescencio Somerville fit and ready to go because he really is the bright spark in this West Ham team and has been for some time now. Just a reminder, they're away to Brentford, home to Arsenal, away to Newcastle, home to Leeds. If they can get this win, if, it's a big if with a capital I, if they can get this win, then it may be that 4 points will suffice from those last 4 games. Brentford away. They end at home to Leeds. Here comes Tyreek George. That's the first change for Everton. And McNeil and O'Brien are the 2 players that have come off. So Jake O'Brien and Dwight McNeil are the 2 players that have been sacrificed here. We've got 25 minutes left on the clock. Somerville is back on his feet. Hopefully the Dutchman is okay. He's certainly in pole position at the moment for man of the match, I would say. The performance he's put in so far this afternoon down this left-hand side for West Ham. So he's back on his feet, just shaking off that knock. And West Ham are in pole position here to get themselves a huge 3 points here at the Olympic Stadium. Free kick then will be taken by Fernandez. Goes long towards the right hand side of the penalty area. Then flick on by Souček, but Michael Keane is underneath that one to head clear for Everton. Out towards the far side, kept in by Bowen. And the West Ham captain clips it in towards the penalty area. There's a coming together inside that penalty area, and a half-hearted appeal for a penalty as Axel Disasi went down as he tried to get on the end of that delivery from Jarrod Bowen. He's gone behind for a goal kick. He tangled with Garner, I think it was. The referee has waved it on. Just looking at a replay, he had his hands on the back of Axel Disasi, did James Garner, but there was not anywhere near enough contact for a penalty. He went down the second he felt those hands on his back, did the ex-Chelsea man. Goal kick then for Everton. Pickford walks it towards the edge of his penalty area and then knocks it out towards the far side. He is keen to find Mikalenko. Down the line it goes. There's 2 changes for Everton. Can they make the difference? We're almost midway through this second period now. Mikalenko takes the throw in over on the far side, gets the ball back and then goes down the line. Can't keep it in play. Sloppy from the Toffees. Throw into West Ham United. Carl Walker-Peters to take. And Walker-Peters, in no hurry, finds the goal scorer Souček back to Mavropanos, and the Greek turns and goes all the way back to Hermansen. Low ball out to Disasi, left-hand corner of the penalty area. Disasi prepares to kick long, does so left-footed. Gets a lot on that one. There's the header clear for Everton, and it falls at the feet of Idrissa Gueye. And first touch now for Irogben inside the centre circle. Just takes it towards the left-hand side, just over the halfway line. Mikalenko down the line for the other Everton substitute, Tyreek George. Back inside the centre circle now with Garner. And Garner looks towards his near side and then finds the number 10, Ndiaye. Looks as if Ndiaye's come over to the right-hand side now for Everton with Tyreek George down the left. Indeed, that is what's happened, as Tyreek George has possession now down that left-hand side for Everton and plays it back inside his own half to Mikalenko. Now Michael Keane, midway point of the second half. West Ham 1, Everton 0. Thomas Souček with the goal. 52nd minute, header from a corner. Everton now bossing possession. They've had 73% of it in the last 5 minutes. Unsurprisingly, really. West Ham, if they do get an opportunity to break, will do, but I think they've set their stall out here for the 4th quarter of this game. And that's to protect what they've got. Ndiaye loses possession. Well, I say loses possession. It's a foul by Somerville. Looked like he won the ball, the Dutchman, but Stuart Atwell having none of it. So free kick to Everton, midway inside the West Ham half, just to right of centre. And Somerville did get a little bit of the ball, but he got quite a bit of Ndiaye as well, just looking at a replay of that one. So free kick for Everton. Still goalless at Molineux. Liverpool still 2 goals to the good at Anfield. Andy Robertson among the scorers, leaving Anfield, of course, at the end of the season. Remains to be seen what his destination will be. Right-footed ball in by Everton. It's not a particularly good one. Headed clear towards the edge of the penalty area. And then, oh my goodness me, enough less said about Irogben and shot the better. It sails beyond the goal towards our right-hand side. It's behind it. It's a goal kick for West Ham United. The header clear, it fell quite kindly actually for him. It was Pablo with the header clear following the free kick, and it falls quite nicely for Timo Rockman. He chests it down about 30 yards from goal, and then left-footed gets right underneath the shot, and that one sails away. Goal kick. Hermansen goes long, and there's a tangling there of two players, Pablo being one of them for West Ham, and he's adjudged to have fouled Tarkowski. So it's a free kick to Everton, midway inside their own half, and Stuart Atwell just coming across. He's got his yellow card in his hand. He's going to dish out his yellow card, but his yellow card is actually for Castellanos for complaining about the decision, or for something he said to the referee rather than the challenge itself. So first West Ham yellow card of the afternoon. Just looking at a replay of it. The ball comes long by the goalkeeper, and Pablo's got more of Tarkowski than the other way around, let's put it that way. So Castellanos ends up in the book, the Argentinian, and Everton have a free kick, which Pickford has come out of his goal to take, and then thought better of it and rushed back towards his goal now because Tarkowski's going to take it. In the end, Tarkowski does go back to Jordan Pickford anyway. Back to Tarkowski again. Clips it over the halfway line, right-footed. Little flick on towards the edge of the penalty area. That's dealt with by Fernandez. Now Souček. And Souček just brushes off the attentions of Rockman and then goes up towards the near side. Diouf, left-footed, long down the line. Somerville will chase. Somerville's going to get there. He looks second best. Rushing down towards the corner flag. Holds it up left-hand side of the penalty area, then just shows a little bit too much of it to James Garner, who clears down this near side, but he can't keep the ball in play as he tries to find Njai. And so it'll be a throw-in for West Ham down their right-hand side. And it's going to be taken by Diouf. Goes back towards Fernandez. Left-hand side of the centre circle, infield to Mavropanos, and the Greek thought about clipping it long towards the edge of the penalty area, but just leaves it in the end for Matheus Fernandes. And the Portuguese finds Carl Walker-Peters. Down the line it goes to Jared Bowen, and Bowen wins the throw-in as he plays it off of the Ukrainian, Mikolenko. And 18 minutes now left on the clock. Those 18 minutes are going to seem like a lifetime, I think, to these West Ham fans. They really are. Unless they could get a second, of course. Put a bit of breathing space between themselves and the Toffees. The ball is loose over on the far side, and it's Everton who've come away with it. They go back towards the edge of the penalty area. Tyreek George and Michael Keane go square to Tarkowski. Now it's Garner. Garner challenged by Somerville, but that will be a free kick as the Dutchman brings him down. So free kick for Everton in their right back position. More Premier League football coming up later on. 5:30, it's Arsenal against Newcastle United. FA Cup semi-final as well around the same time. Manchester City, Arsenal's title rivals, of course, have got Southampton, the team who put the Gunners out in the last round, at Wembley for a place in the final. Manchester City looking to get there for the fourth successive year. They've lost two of those three, of course. One to Manchester United, one to Palace, of course, last season. That's going to be a corner for Everton. It's sloppy from Axel Disasi. Should have done better there. Tried to clear the ball, chested it down towards the byline, and then was about to make a swing at it to clear it. He wanted another touch, and the additional touch has taken it beyond the byline, beyond the goal line. And Everton, out of nothing really, have their third corner of the afternoon from this near side, the Everton right. Can they strike back with a set piece of their own? It's going to be a left-footed in-swinger from this near side. And it comes. Towering header clear from Mavropanos. Got good depth on it. Rockman picks it up again over on the far side for Everton. Now Tyreek George tries to return the favour, gets it back towards him. Here's the opportunity for the equaliser. And it doesn't quite reach Tierno Barry inside that 6-yard area. And West Ham get it clear. That was hearts in mouth times for the West Ham fans. It really was. It was the 1-2 between the two substitutes. Everton come again now down their left-hand side. Tyreek George. Infield it goes to Garner. Tyreek George again, left-hand side of the penalty area. Ball on his right foot. decides to leave it on the edge of the penalty area. Shot comes in. That's bounces out towards the far side, but Everton will retrieve it. In comes the cross, left-footed. And there's the header cleared towards the edge of the penalty area. Chested down by Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall to Njai. Back to Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall again. Back out to Njai. Right side of the penalty area for Everton. Infield to Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. Just overrun slightly. Everton have still kept possession, though. They can't get out at the moment. Njai. 1-2 between himself and Garner. Njai then gets the cross in left-footed. Oh, my goodness me. He gets far too much on it. And in the end, over on the far side, Pablo will just watch it go behind, and it's a goal kick. But that was hearts-in-mouth moments previously for West Ham United as Everton threatened an equaliser. Good link-up play between the two substitutes, Njai and Tyreek George. And he knocks it actually beyond Hermansen. Just sort of gets something on it to get it in towards that 6-yard area. Barry was there, but it was Axel Disasi who got his foot to it first and then celebrated it as if he'd scored the winning goal in the World Cup final. Got it clear for West Ham United, and they still maintain this goal lead here at the Olympic Stadium. Everton, though, are starting to threaten, and West Ham are getting deeper and deeper as they look to protect this one-goal lead. Put out of play, good work by Crescenzio Somerville. Throw into Everton down this near side, midway inside the West Ham half. It'll be taken by James Garner. And Garner needs some options here. In the end, it comes in the form of a Rugbenham. Gets the ball back. Now Njai pokes it back to Idrissa. Goes all the way back towards the halfway line. It's inside the centre circle now with Michael Keane. Down the line it goes. Tyreek George plays it back inside his own half immediately, and then it's swept towards the right-hand side of the centre circle for Tarkowski. Now Garner. A little bit of space is opened up for Dewsbury-Hall. Goes out towards the right-hand side of the penalty area, and it's Idrissa down towards the byline. And good work by the centre-back. Diouf puts the ball out of the right-back, I should say. Diouf puts the ball out of play, and it's another throw-in for a corner, I should say, to Everton. 13 minutes now left on the clock. They're going to be a long, long 13 minutes for West Ham United. Everton goes short this time with the corner. Here's Garner, right-hand corner of the penalty area. Dewsbury-Hall across the edge of the 6-yard area, out towards the left-hand side of the penalty area. George down towards the byline. There's the cross. It's a good one. There's the header. It's hit the crossbar, and it comes back, and somehow West Ham smuggle it clear. Shot comes in. That's blocked by Pablo. Goodness me, how close for Everton to an equaliser there. Ball's got out a player on the far side. Throw into Everton. So close to the equaliser. And I think there's a West Ham player down. We're going to have a break in play. Everton look to take the throw in quickly over on the far side. It's not going to happen for the Hammers. Down towards the bottom against Tyreek George. There's the cross, and the header was from Barry. I don't think the defender knew too much about it, but I think it hit the defender and then hit the crossbar from what I could see. It might have been Souček, actually, just looking at a replay. Down towards the byline, left-footed cross. Seemed a certain equaliser. That's exactly what happened. The header from Barry hits Thomas Souček. He didn't know much about it, Souček, I don't think. And it hits the crossbar. And then West Ham managed to get it clear. Well, it actually fell on the edge of the penalty. I think it was Rugbenham who got the shot in. That was then blocked by Pablo. West Ham are making a change. Castellanos' afternoon is over. West Ham are suddenly hanging on here, and they've got 12 minutes plus stoppage time to do so for their biggest 3 points of the season. And Tati, as he's known around these parts, is going to come off, and he's going to take as long as he possibly can to come off. Of course he is. He's going to be replaced by Freddie Potts for West Ham. And still it's goalless at Molineux, but Crystal Palace have got one back at Anfield. So it's now Liverpool 2, Palace 1, and that's Daniel Munoz who's got that goal for Palace. And Everton looking for an equaliser to break the hearts of West Ham United, who need this 3 points desperately for their survival status in the Premier League. Particularly if Spurs are going to drop more points as well at Molineux, which they are at the moment. Still goalless. That one's about 3 minutes behind this one. Here's Tarkowski, right-footed towards the right-hand side of the penalty area. And there's shouts of handball there, not given, but Walker-Peters has cleared anyway. It was played up to Rugbenham, cleared down the line for West Ham United, but it will be an Everton throw-in. level with the edge of the penalty area, down the Everton left-hand side, and you feel like there's going to be a whole lot of defending to be doing in the last 10 minutes by stoppage time. Callum Wilson's going to be introduced, though, shortly for West Ham. Everton have taken the throw and they've lost possession. West Ham back to Hermansen, clears long, right-footed, first time. Towards the halfway line, but there's no way out at the moment for West Ham. They've set out their stall, haven't they, to try and hang on to these 3 points. It could come back to bite them. Or they could hang on and get a vital 3 points. Callum Wilson being prepared on the touchline. Tarkowski with possession for Everton. On it goes to Rugbenham, out towards the far side, down the line to Tyreek George from Mikalenko. Kyle Walker-Peters with the challenge. He's ridden that one. And in the end, across comes Jarrod Bowen to put the ball out of play. So throw in to Everton, but inside the West Ham half. But before this happens, this will be the change. I think Callum Wilson to come on. And he's going to replace Pablo by the looks of things. Indeed he is. Across comes the curly-haired Brazilian. And Callum Wilson's got a job to do here. If they can get the ball up to him, to hang on to that ball, to hold that ball up, to take it into the corners, do whatever he can to run this clock down for West Ham United, and a vital 3 points here at the Olympic Stadium. So the ex-Newcastle man about to come on, and Pablo, as with Castellanos, taking as long as he possibly can to come off this field. He's not going to be hurried by anybody, is he? Looking around, applauding the crowd. Eventually comes off. And Callum Wilson is on for West Ham United. 9 minutes now left on the clock. Rowing for Everton over on the far side. Most of the pitch now in shadow, but that far end over on the far side in front of the East Stand still bathed in late April sunshine. Will the late April sunshine be raining down on West Ham United after tonight if they can get this 3 points? Long ball forward for Everton, edge of the penalty area, and Rugbenham. And the offside flag is up, in fact, over on the far side eventually. When I think it was Tyreek George who'd strayed. And it will be a free kick to West Ham. Just looking at a replay of it now. It's a bad decision because he's actually onside, but still. It's one of those ones where they probably should have allowed play to continue just to see if anything developed. But looking at a replay of it, Tyreek George certainly was not offside. He was being played on by, I think it was Mavropanos who was playing him on. Free kick then for West Ham on the edge of the penalty area. Hermansen goes long. They'd love a second goal now, West Ham United, just to calm these nerves, because it's just going to get more nervy as that clock continues to click down as Juve goes long. Now then, left-hand side of the penalty area, Crescencio Somerville, can he provide the magic? There's the ball into the box. Will it find Callum Wilson? No, it won't. It sort of hit Callum Wilson, couldn't control it. And Everton have cleared. West Ham go all the way back to Hermansen and recycle and go again. Could have made himself a folk hero there here in Stratford. Callum Wilson, if he'd got on the end of that Crescencio Somerville cross, just had maybe a little bit too much pace on it maybe from Somerville. West Ham with possession. Disassi midway inside his own half. Over the halfway line it goes. It's poked on, but it's only going to find Garner. So Garner with possession for Everton. On it goes towards that the left-hand side of the penalty centre circle in the Rugbenham. Finds Tyreek George. He goes down the line. Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. He's continued the run down the left-hand side as Tyreek George. Looks quite dangerous down that left-hand side. Walker-Peters puts it out of play. It will be a throw-in for Everton. Level with the edge of the penalty area down the Everton left. Quick one taken. Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. Cross comes in left-footed towards the far post, and there's a header clear for Juve out of play. Throw-in for Everton right next to the corner flag. Down the Everton right. Didn't know what was behind him. Juve had to get the connection on that cross. There's a decent delivery actually from Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. Garner's going to take this throw in. 7 minutes now left on the clock. And still has the ball in his hand. Eventually throws it down towards the byline. Now who's that come off of last? It's going to be a goal kick, much to the disappointment of Everton, who thought the last touch maybe came off of a West Ham player. It was Tierno Barry trying to get on the end of it. Just looking at a replay of it, the ball's thrown down towards the byline. It's Tierno Barry battling with Fernandez. Who gets that last touch? It's almost impossible to tell. The referee has actually given a... Has he given a corner? Just over 5 minutes left on the clock. And referee has been surrounded by, well, players from both teams at the moment. Fernandez. Garner throws it in. Just looking at a replay of it. Garner throws it in. And Fernandez is behind Tierno Barry. He does put his arms around him. The ball eventually goes out beyond the dead ball line. Well, there was a VAR check, I think, for a penalty. And it's been cleared. David Moyes just come over to the fourth official just to clear that up. But it will be a goal kick for West Ham. That'll add a few more seconds on at the end of the 90. And more fingernails will be being bitten here at the London Stadium, where West Ham United lead Everton by a 0-0 thanks to a header from Thomas Souček in the 52nd minute. Hermansen then takes this goal kick, goes long, right-footed, straight out of play. That's disappointing from the goalkeeper. Got to do better there. Tottenham have scored. Wolves 0, Tottenham 1, and suddenly Tottenham have got themselves a huge goal, and it's João Palhinha in the 82nd minute. Huge goal. And, well, they'll know about it round here, and that makes it even more vital that West Ham United pick up this 3 points and hold on to this win, because if Everton were to equalise, then if Spurs can hang on, they would go above West Ham on goal difference. Hermansen clears long. They've just got to do their own job, West Ham. That's all they can do at the moment, not worry about what's going on at Molineux. If they get the 3 points, they stay ahead of Spurs, whatever happens. Here's Somerville down this left-hand side. Can they get themselves a second to finish it off? Still Somerville, edge of the penalty area, goes down under a challenge. Wants the free kick, doesn't get it. And Everton can bring the ball away. And they have it now with just outside the centre circle. As Garner goes long. Now here's Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. Goes out towards the right side of the penalty area. And Jai looking to take on Diouf. Needs some support, finds it. Garner with the cross, right-footed towards the far post. And West Ham can get it clear. But I think there's a foul in there. There is a foul, but the referee's allowed play to continue because West Ham have possession. And West Ham clear long. They gift it straight back to Everton. That's what West Ham can't do. Garner has it. Garner, I think, was fouled by Somerville, but the referee again has played the advantage. And Everton come again. We're in the 88th minute here at the London Stadium. Tyreek George down towards the byline. Goes back towards the left-hand corner of the penalty area. And eventually the cross does come in left-footed. And it's cleared, and it's Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall who equalises for Everton. That is a huge goal, not just for Everton, but a huge goal in the relegation battle. And in the 88th minute, Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall equalises for the Toffees. It's West Ham United 1, Everton 1. Huge goal in the relegation battle. Potentially huge goal for Everton as well to keep them involved in the European places battle. The cross from the left-hand side. West Ham just didn't deal with it. They've been getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And that's cool for some of the West Ham fans. I can see to go to the exit. I can see them streaming out. It's one apiece. But obviously what it does mean with that goal that Tottenham have scored, it would put West Ham back in the bottom three. The ball comes in from the left-hand side. It's chested down. I think it came off of a West Ham player initially. Didn't get it clear. And then it's chested down by Tarkowski and volleyed in from about 10 yards out by Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall in the 88th minute. And suddenly West Ham are going to have to go again. They must be aware of the goal from Spurs as well. Suddenly everything has changed. Crossing from the right side for West Ham. And Everton have, well, half got it cleared. Not particularly well. And Carl Walker-Peters has it. Goes out towards that far side. Jared Bowen with the cross left-footed towards the far post. It's headed clear, though, for Everton. West Ham pick up the pieces, and suddenly it's West Ham pushing the issue, forcing the issue. They're having to. They've just been getting deeper and deeper and deeper, trying to hang on. to this 1-goal lead. It felt like something was going to happen for Everton, and it has. Right-footed ball down the line. That's going to have too much on it. That's a sloppy one, in fact, for West Ham United by Freddie Potts, and it's behind, and it's a goal kick to Everton. It's all going to come down to how much time is going to be added on, I think, at the end of the 90. These West Ham fans cannot believe it. One apiece now, and shortly after the equaliser, of course, for Spurs. And as it stands, West Ham will be in 18th on 34, and Spurs will be in 17th on 34. Spurs will be ahead on goal difference. Their goal difference is minus 10. West Ham's is minus 17. They've not got enough games to make that up, have they? The ball is loose on the halfway line. The fourth official is coming out. I think we're going to have quite a few minutes to add on, to be fair. Souček has it for West Ham. On it goes to Somerville. Somerville goes down, wants a free kick. I don't think it was a free kick, and the referee agrees with me. And now Keane and Dewsbury Hall, the Everton 8 minutes we're going to have to add on. And what West Ham can't do is lose this game now. But West Ham are advancing, Everton, I should say, advancing down the left-hand side. They're fancying another one here. They need the 3 points, of course, to keep up their European aspirations. Down the line the ball goes. There's the cross from Njai towards the far post, and header clear from Kyle Walker-Peters. Retrieved, though, by Keane and Dewsbury Hall, and it's Everton pushing now for a winner. Cross comes in towards the far post. That's got far too much on it. That's a poor ball in, and it's gone behind, and it's a goal kick for West Ham United. So 8 minutes to add on at the end of the 90. Wolves 0, Spurs 1, and that one hasn't quite got to injury time yet. They've got a couple of minutes left. They're in the 88th minute at Molineux. Liverpool still beating Palace by 2-1, by the way, at Anfield. Now, can Somerville win this ball for West Ham down this near side? No, he can't, but Everton are quick to gift it back to West Ham anyway. And they have it with Jared Bowen back inside the centre circle. Here is Disasi. Walker-Peters floats one down that line to Jared Bowen. It's a good ball as well. Now Bowen down towards the byline he goes, looking to take on Tarkowski. There's the left-footed cross, headed clear by Keane on the edge of the 6-yard area. West Ham retrieve it though through Walker-Peters. It's worked out towards the inside left position, and Diouf gets the cross in towards the far post, headed across the center. Callum Wilson must score, and does! And West Ham United are back in front. Would you believe it? A couple of minutes after Everton had equalised, and suddenly they were back in the bottom three, and Callum Wilson has come off the bench to score for West Ham United, and they're back in front, and they're back out of the bottom three in the 93rd minute. It's West Ham United 2, Everton 1. What a finish here at the Olympic Stadium. Callum Wilson, who to be fair has barely touched the ball since he came off the bench, but I'll tell you what, that's what he would have been brought on for if there was an opportunity. If something did fall for West Ham inside the penalty area, then the fox in the box would deliver, and that's exactly what the ex-Newcastle man has done. It was a brilliant ball in, first of all. It's got to be said, by Diouf towards the far post. And it's headed across the 6-yard area. I think it's Jared Bowen, and he can't miss Callum Wilson. It's straight into his path, 6 yards out. He bangs it in beyond Jordan Pickford, and the Olympic Stadium roars. It roars like it did on Super Saturday back in 2012. Callum Wilson with a huge goal for West Ham United. They're back out of the bottom three. They would have heard about this at Molineux. Don't worry about that. For a second, Spurs were heading outside of the bottom three. Well, not any longer. West Ham 2, Everton 1. Sensational. And there's still another 5 minutes of stoppage time to go. Well, you've got to wonder about those West Ham United fans who headed for the exit when Everton equalised. I can't believe they did that. I really can't. There was still plenty of time left on the clock, and it's not even West Ham were losing the game. It was still one apiece. They must have been aware of the goal that Tottenham had scored at Wolverhampton Wanderers, and it may be that we are, as we were at the bottom of the table. West Ham are going to make a change just to eat up a bit of time on the clock. They're going to bring on Jean-Claire Todibo, the Frenchman. Indeed they are. And Jared Bowen, who's going to get the rapturous applause that he gets from this crowd that absolutely love him. Mark Noble used to be Mr. West Ham. Well, these days is this man, isn't it? The West Ham United captain, England international Jared Bowen comes off. And on comes Jean-Claire Todibo. And there's 4 minutes for West Ham United to hang on here. They were hanging on before Everton equalised in the 88th minute. But West Ham came again, didn't they? Now Somerville down this near side just lofts it clear for Everton. There's still going to be some moments here, but Somerville now down this left-hand side for West Ham United. Goes long down the left-hand side, and Callum Wilson will chase it, and he'll keep it in play, and he'll rush down towards the corner flag. But the flag will go up. He just strayed there at Callum Wilson, the goal scorer, and the match winner potentially, unless Everton can find something in these last 3 minutes of stoppage time. So West Ham 2, Everton 1. There's going to be a yellow card dished out here. I assume it's for time wasting. And I assume it's for Callum Wilson, because when we knew he was offside, then he started sort of taking the ball and carrying on when he knew for a fact that he was offside and that the whistle had gone. So Callum Wilson becomes the second West Ham player to go into the book. So they're in stoppage time at Molineux. And they're going to be playing I'm not entirely sure how many minutes of added time they've got left there. The ball has gone behind. It's going to be a goal kick for West Ham United, and Hermanson will take his own. Tyreek George went for the goal of the season contender and completely got it wrong. And it's going to be a goal kick for West Ham, and they will take their time with this one. Tyreek George, right-footed, try to curl it towards the goalkeeper's right-hand side, well wide of the goalkeeper's left-hand post in the end and behind for a goal kick. So they play 2 minutes of stoppage time at Molineux. Wolves 0, Tottenham 1. Tottenham were going out of the bottom 3 until Callum Wilson found that goal. So as we stand now, it's going to be Spurs on 34, West Ham 36, Forest 39, Leeds 40. What this does, of course, with these two teams winning is it very much keeps Forest and Leeds in the relegation battle, doesn't it? It looked like they might have had enough, those two teams, with recent wins. But with these two teams, as it looks as it's going to be, both teams winning today, it keeps it very, very tight down the bottom. And don't forget that West Ham and Leeds have got to play on the last day of the season. Could be huge, couldn't it? We've played 6.5 minutes of stoppage time. Tyreek George has possession midway inside the West Ham half, over on the far side. Infield to Rogbenham. Rogbenham plays it back inside the centre circle for Tarkowski. Mikolenko down the line to Tyreek George. They don't look like a team trying to get an equaliser here, West Ham. They're just sort of, Everton I should say, they're just sort of playing it amongst themselves in the middle of the park. We've now only got 1 minute stoppage time left. They've wasted about a minute of that just clipping it around in the centre of the park. They found Njai. He's lost possession, but he will win a throw because the ball's come off of Crescenzio Somerville. Throw in then for Everton, midway inside the West Ham half, down the Everton right. It'll be taken by Garner. Will Everton get one final opportunity in this game? Liverpool have sealed the 3 points at Anfield. They've got a third goal in stoppage time, so Liverpool 3, Palace 1 now. Palace were threatening a comeback. Can Everton snatch a point here? We're in the final minute of stoppage time, and Jai has it. West Ham just need to clear their lines. They need to get hold of the ball first of all, though. Here's Kieran Dewsbury Hall. Goes out towards the left-hand side of the penalty area, and it's Tyreek George, who's done well since coming on, actually. George gets the cross in right-footed, punch clear by the goalkeeper towards the edge of the penalty. He could have held that ball, Hermanson. That was poor, but West Ham can bring it away. They might have a break on as well now. Crescenzio Somerville, how ambitious is he going to be? Well, he's not going to be ambitious at all, is he? But what he has done is he's drawn the foul, and that surely will be enough to see West Ham United through. Goes in between two Everton players, draws the foul, and it'll be a free kick. And in the melee of the goals that have gone in and the drama that we've had late on, there was a change for Everton. Idrissa Gueye came off and he was replaced by Alcaraz. That's Carlos Alcaraz, the Argentinian footballer, not the Spanish tennis player, of course, the current US Open and Australian Open champion. Free kick to West Ham. We've played the 8 minutes of stoppage time, and it's just about how much more referee Stuart Atwell wants to play on. How much more can these West Ham fans take? Ball goes out of play down this near side at Molineux. It's still 1-0 to Everton. It's not 1-0 to Everton at all. It's 1-0 to Tottenham at Molineux. Liverpool's third goal was scored by Florian Wirtz in stoppage time. Everton have played a long one forward. West Ham have got it clear towards the halfway line. Surely that's enough. The referee carries on, though. They have the ball inside the centre circle. It's going to be a free kick, is it, for Everton's foul by Crescenzio Somerville on James Tarkowski. And they might just have one last chance here to launch this ball towards the edge of the penalty area. We are in the 100th minute here at the Olympic Stadium. West Ham 2, Everton 1. It looks like Callum Wilson goal in the 3rd minute of stoppage time is going to win it. But Pickford drills it long for Everton. Headed clear. Keeper comes. Keeper grabs it on the edge of the 6-yard area. And that will be enough for West Ham for a vital 3 points in the relegation battle. Surely releases the ball quickly. And West Ham are just running it clear inside the Everton half. Surely this will be enough. We're in the 101st minute now and still the game goes on. But West Ham have it, and West Ham have won it. The final whistle goes. What a huge 3 points for West Ham United. They led through Thomas Souček. It looked like they were going to fall foul of a late equaliser, though, in the 88th minute through Kieran Dewsbury Hall. But they came again, and substitute Callum Wilson in the 93rd minute got the winner here at the London Stadium. And it's finished. West Ham United 2, Everton 1. Thanks very much for listening, and do enjoy the rest of your weekend.